Good morning to you, Mr. Michael. This morning, since yesterday to this morning, in Kenya, anti-government riot, protests that have led to more than 20 life loss. And then the president of the Kenya is not doing anything, rather asking his security agency to lynch on poor masses of the country. How do you see that?
Unfortunately for Ruto Williams, this is the same way by which he came to power. If you can remember, there was a similar thing that removed Uhuru Kenyatta, and the people stood, and that seat was given to him. And by the youth demanded that his youthful presence in the Kenyan seat of power would change a lot of things for the Kenyan people. And right there in Nairobi, we are seeing a lot of things, very unpleasant. The youth are rising again and questioning the reason why some of his policies are not people-oriented. And secondly, that he should, dismantle anything that has to do with neocolonization, the Western powers trying to factor their interest in Kenyan, government and the people, which Ruto himself seems to be aligning with those who are bent on loading IMF policies, World Bank policies on Kenya. And this thing has been on, and it has got to the point that they are telling us now we are not Nigeria, we are Kenyan, this cannot stand irrespective of anything. It tells you that Ruto Williams has fallen out of favor. So what it means at this point is that the African, the black man, the black race will continue the quest to seek competence in leadership. By the time we begin to drive towards seeking institutions that can trigger leadership, good, especially in African countries, then we continue to have this Western infiltration in government, trying to please the West, trying to please the France, trying to please these countries. At the end of the day, it becomes a problem to us. That's what is happening to Kenya. And also, the level of awareness now to the citizenry is becoming vast. People are getting to know more about how government work and how they are being governed. The internet, the global community has made it very easy for people now to access information and be able to question some of anti-people policies, especially those that have those ones that have triggered what we are seeing currently now in Kenya. And that's the fact. So William Ruto should be able to know that the more he continues to adopt the use of force against those who brought him to power, who are saying now that, okay, you've not given us what we want, you should go. I think to an extent, by now, I should be thinking of what next to do. Step aside, allow an interim government, then look at your policies, reconcile with the people, then you can come back and continue if the people say so. As simple as that. But the way you are going about it and are using brutes, I tell you that you are only igniting the fury of the people, and it's not going to spread for anybody who does not want anything good to come to Kenya. Just like what we are seeing here in Nigeria currently now. We are witnessing the worst economy ever. We are witnessing the worst indebted African state for the first time. We are witnessing the height of incompetence. We are witnessing terrorism, insecurity. We are witnessing hunger, rising inflation. But you see, Nigerians, because of religion, churches here and there, they don't seem to take the other aspect of intellectual revolution against those who has actually mortgaged their future. And that is why it looks like Nigeria will not survive unity anymore. Because the art of trying to secure Nigeria has always gone the other way. Bigotry, religious, tribalism sentiments are being given to it. Collectively, Nigeria would have championed a national and continental cause for the black man. But unfortunately, this is where we find ourselves. And because Nigeria cannot be able to define a moment politically, economically, and otherwise for herself, that is why most African countries continue to crumble and fumble when you talk about their political stability. That is the situation in Kenya, and that is what it is. Currently now, William Ruto happens to be one of the youngest African leaders outside the Burkina Faso head of junta, Ibrahim Traore. So we expected that he would have, provided at least some level of leadership that would not have triggered this massive protest that we are seeing now, that have led to the death of many citizens in Kenya. That is not a palatable situation. That's currently now, there is political instability in Kenya. And if that's not taken, William Ruto's and stay as the president of Kenya is currently at stake.
And you have replied.